Hello everyone, welcome to our subject Web Technology. Today, the last topic in your second unit, we are going to see about arrays and JavaScript debuggers. Okay, so in the previous topic, we have seen about Java objects, and of course, there we had a little introduction about arrays, but we didn't dwell much into arrays in the previous topic. So today, we are going to see in detail about arrays in JavaScript and also JavaScript debuggers. Okay, so these are the things we are going to cover it in today's topic. So defining and adding elements to the arrays, and we are going to see some of the built-in methods supported for arrays, and iterating the array elements using for statement and for each. Okay, for each is new to you, and we are going to see that one, and some of the problems related to the arrays, and finally the JavaScript debuggers we are going to see it. Okay, so I think you have come across in programming languages the usage of array. Okay, so array is a collection of items in of similar type in programming languages. Similar means all the values of the array item should be of same data type, but here in JavaScript that is not the case. You can store in an array string, integer, float, null, undefined, many things are there. Okay, all categories of types are allowed in arrays in JavaScript. Okay, so you please make a note of that difference in arrays when compared to other programming languages. Okay, so what's the need of an array? So for example, here uh, the comments in the Facebook. Okay, so for a particular post gets stored in an array, or reviews for a particular item, or something like while doing result analysis we'll be storing the marks of the students in an array. So there are a number of situations we need to utilize the collection of items, and those all the items has to be referred by a single name instead of having like this. Okay, so see here, and to store a group of friends name, instead of declaring the variable to hold the friends name individually, we can opt for arrays. So there comes the usage of arrays. So here in JavaScript the arrays will be like this. There are different ways of creating the arrays. The one way is in a single line statement, variable friends equal to within the square bracket. So this is the indication for handling arrays in JavaScript, and within the square bracket we can mention the array values. So here all three items are mentioned, and all the three is of a string type. Okay, and the items are separated by comma. And see here, array, as I said, it is used to group the items together. So here the array items will be stored in the index format, which starts with the index location 0, as like in other programming languages. Okay, the indexing concept is similar, but here the data items within the array will be of dissimilar type. It's not necessary to have all the items are of same type. Okay, then retrieving the array by means of the index position 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. So here is an example. So I think you could answer it very well. Friends of 0. Okay, console.log. So you have an array with 3 items, and you are displaying the index, the string at index position 0, and you will get this answer Chandru. Okay, and here what you are doing, just appending less than 3 with array items of friends 1 and friends 2. Okay, and updating the arrays. So updating in the sense adding, removing items, so on, so things. Okay, so consider initially you have the array declaration of these 3 names, and later when we go for updating, you can change the names. That's nothing but the updation. These updations are allowed. Okay, so see here, you are changing this in the value of this index position 0 using array name within the square bracket, its index position is equal to, now it takes the new value instead of this one, so this will be stored over here. Okay, and similarly friends of 2 will be this one, will be updated to this new value Gauri. Okay, and we can also add new new item into the array. So for example, in this current array we have only 3 items where the last index is 2, and if we want to add one more item means it's clearly allowed in JavaScript, whereas other programming languages, you need to mention the array size at the very first step and that's it. You cannot upgrade, you cannot expand or shrink. Here all the possibilities are allowed in JavaScript. See here, friends within the square bracket 3, so it means at this location add this string. Okay, so and there is one property called as a length that will give us the how many items are there currently in the array. So after adding ano, so we have 4 items, so using the length property we can get it. Okay, and see here one more variations in array. We can skip two index positions and you can add some string in this index position. Okay, so in this situation the array content will be like this. So here in 4 and 5, so the values are undefined. Okay, it means there is no value in these positions. And see here one more important concept, you can shrink the array to this length. So see here, friends dot length is equal to 3. It means this friends array will hold only 3 items. So 1 2 3, 3 items, and the items from starting from 3 to the end, it will be discarded automatically. Okay, so these are all new things in arrays when compared to the knowledge which we gained in programming languages. So you have to make a note on those differences. Okay, that will make you clear on handling arrays in JavaScript. And different ways of initializing the array. Okay, see here, variable friends is equal to simply the square bracket. So it means there is an empty element for this array friends. And later see here, this is also possible. Here using the array constructor we can add the items for the arrays. The thing is that instead of square bracket, when we go for initializing the values for arrays using the array constructor means, of course you have to use this parenthesis instead of the square bracket. Okay, see here, in this array constructor, what's that, variable array name is equal to new operator you have to use and call the constructor by passing these 4 different types of values. Okay, one is an integer, the other is a boolean, string and null. Okay, and here one more example, the length property which we have seen it already, and one more, we can specify the length when yeah, one more important note. So using the array constructor, if we specify the if we specify only the single argument means, so it will consider as the length instead of the item, data item. So here it says this array has 100 items. Okay, though the 100 items is not yet initialized, it says this array ARR contains its length is of 100. Okay, and based on that I think you could answer it very well. So here is an array having some 5 items and we are doing console.log. It means in the Google Chrome console we are displaying this array value, and I think you could answer it very well. I'll pause it for a moment and give me the answer. Yes, of course the answer is undefined. And moving on to discussing some of the built-in methods available for making our life easier of handling the arrays. Okay, so those are only few things are listed. We are going to see only the methods of these things, and much more methods are supported. Okay, so to know all the methods where the array gets supported, just visit this site MDN, okay, Mozilla's developer network, and explore a lot of things regarding the JavaScript arrays. Okay, use this below link. So we are going to see only few of the methods, built-in methods that support arrays. So one method is nothing but toString. ToString is used to convert an array into comma separated values. Okay, so take a look at this coding. We have an embedded JavaScript, okay, not an external JavaScript file. Okay, so I am saying embedded because we are using the script element. I am going to define the Java code. Okay, so here in the using the script, what I have script element, what we are doing, we are defining one array that using the array constructor that takes these many 4 values. Then what we are doing, so array dot toString, so we are converting this array into a string, and that string value gets stored in this variable str, and the same you are going to display it. So while this conversion is taking place, so how the conversion takes place means the array will be converted into comma separated strings like this. Okay, and one more note about this object document dot write. So this is also a valid statement in JavaScript. This is allowed. So far you have seen about window dot alert, window dot prompt, is it not? So the other way of displaying the content is using document object, which has the again built-in function that supports displaying the content as like printf. Okay, use the function as a write. And talking about the sort function in array, so just simply go for calling the sort, so that will arrange these items in an alphabetical manner. So okay, and moving on to push and pop. So from the term itself you could clearly get it, it is related to some data structure you have studied about stack, is it not? Yes, stack works on the principle as LIFO, is it not? So LIFO is nothing but last in first out. It means the item which is inserted last will be popped out first. So the same concept is applied here in this array. So you can add an item to the end of an array using the push function, and using the pop function you could retrieve the last item. Okay, so here is an array, initially it contains 3 items, red, orange, yellow, and if we push green it will add to the end of the array, and if we pop the same you will get it back the lastly inserted item. Okay, this is about a push and pop. And shift and unshift is similar to queue. Okay, so queue works in the principle of FCFS, first come first served, or you will say as a first in first out. It means what are the item you are adding into an array. So using the unshift method, so unshift is used to insert an item into the array at the first position, whereas shift is used to retrieve the item from the first position. Okay, here variable colors is red, orange, yellow, and if you access the function unshift for this array, it really means you are adding this item infrared at the first position of this array, and using the shift you are going to retrieve back the first item of this array. Okay, it works like queue principle, first in first out, shift and unshift method. And moving on to index. So index, as you know it, so it is used to return the index of an item. If we pass an item value this index function into this index function, it will retrieve its index value. Okay, so if we pass the array item, so any one of the array item, so this index function will retrieve its position in the array. So consider the array items of Chandru, Lily, Daru, Maha, Lily again. So Lily present here 2 times. Just have a note, we will be discussing it this 2 time appearance of Lily. So that is an array. Why you are saying? Because these are all enclosed with these list of items are enclosed within the square bracket. Okay, and now friends is this variable is an array. and friends dot index of the row. So you are passing the array item, not the index portion. So what this the will do, its position is array starts with the index position 0 1 2, so its position is in 2, that you will get it back. And next thing, index friends dot index of Lily. So what it will do, so Lily appears 2 times, as I told you, no. So Lily appears in the array position at 1 and 4. So what that index of Lily will do is, it will return the first index, okay, not the second index of this Lily. So first index appearance of this Lily is at 1, so that's the result you will get it. Okay, if we mention some of the item which is not present here in this index of argument, it will return the answer as -1. It means the item is not present in this array. This is all about index, and there are one or two more functions like slice and splice. Okay, so that might be a little confusing, the term slice splice. Okay, have a little closer on this function or the method slice. So slice is used to copy the part of item into a new array. That's it. Simply it will copy the item into another array, and the copy, we are copying it, not cut. Okay, and we are not making any cut. So have the note. It means what, the original array elements item will be retained there. Okay, it won't be removed. For example, we have an array fruits is of these many items, 5 items, and in the second line what we are doing, variable citrus is equal to fruits dot slice 1 comma 3. So you are passing two numbers over here in this slice method. So what it says means, so from where first argument says from where we need to start, so from which index position we need to start, and the second argument says where we need to end. Okay, so this position end, it doesn't include in the copied item. Okay, actually, so the end position -1 of -1 items gets copied. It means 3 minus 1 is 2. So starting from array location 1 to 2 items gets copied into the citrus, and the fruits retain its value as it is. Okay, and so to copy the entire items, we simply mention the slice function. We won't pass any arguments, starting position and the ending position. If we won't mention it to copy the entire array into new array. Okay, this is all about slice. It's quite simple and interesting though. And speaking about the splice, okay, so this you need to pay little attention, otherwise it will be might confusing. Okay, splice is used to add or remove array elements. Its syntax is array variable name dot splice. It takes mainly more than 2 arguments. So first is index position. It says from which index position we need to start adding or removing the items, and how many. The second index position says how many elements we need to remove. For example, if I give the index position as 1 means 1 comma 2 means starting from the index position 1 you remove the 2 elements. That's the meaning of splice 1 comma 2. If we mention this how many argument value as 0 means no elements gets removed. Okay, and the third argument contains the list of items to be added starting from this index position. I think it's quite clear, and I'll make it more clear using this example. Okay, watch closely this script, JavaScript, which I have embedded in the HTML element itself, rather than take for simplicity, rather than taking it into a separate file. But the actual developers won't do this one. Okay, since the example is simple, I am doing it, but when the real world application won't last for few lines, is it not? So in this situation we need to define the script file in JavaScript in a separate file, and have to be linked here using again the script element. And here what's happening, so we have regarding this splice, so we have the array of these many items, and what we are doing, variable removed is equal to this array dot splice 2. So 2 means what, we whatever when we add or remove, you have to mention the starting position. So this is the index position, 2 means 0 1 2 starting from this banana. Okay, we are starting from this index position 0 means we are not adding anything. Okay, then 0 means we are not removing any elements from this array. Okay, and water, so it means what, we are adding this item in this index position 2. So that's the meaning of it. Document dot write, so what's actually happening, we are not removing anything because the index position, because the second argument of this place is 0, so 0 means we are not removing any items. Okay, document dot write, after adding one element, what's the value of this array, so its execution is given here. So one item gets added, water gets added into the position number 2. Okay, this is position number 0 1 2. So why 2, because we have mentioned the first index as 2. And next, document dot write, so here break means it brings a new line. Removed item is, there is no item, we have removed it, so nothing is displayed. And see here next line, removed is equal to array dot splice 3 comma 1. What does it mean? Since this array position 3, so currently array having these many items, so 3 means this position banana is at 3 position, and one element we are going to remove it. So what that one element, this position, so this gets, banana gets removed. Okay, one element we are removing it. After removing, the array will be of these items, and the removed item is this one banana. Okay, I hope it makes you clear about splice method, the built-in method in JavaScript. And so a little note on for loop. For loop is looping statements in JavaScript. We have seen earlier about for in statement, for in. So here, so to loop, since array is of collection of items, so we need to definitely use looping concept to loop through all the elements. The first way of looping is quite similar, which we have used it in our day-to-day life of programming. There is no difference in this. And second one, for each, so instead of having this complex for loop statement, what it says means it's similar to for in statement. Here is an array, so for each, what it will do, it will take its argument as one function. Okay, see here, colors dot, colors is an array, so its syntax is array name dot for each some function. So here in this example, variable array variable is colors dot for each function color. So this is the way of using the for each in JavaScript. So for simply the function, no need of the name, and color. So what that color will do, it will fetch the first index position one's value of this array, and that value only one value gets stored in the color. Now at the very first beginning of this statement, the color variable will have the value red. Okay, and what we are doing, just displaying it in the console.log, then red gets displayed, then automatically the array gets incremented. Now the color will hold the value orange, and orange gets displayed, and it keeps on looping it until it finds out all the it completes all the array items. So this is about the for each in JavaScript. And there is a little assessment. I think you could answer it right now. Just take a fraction of moment and give me the answer. Okay, and so few more problems regarding the array. So it says about use the array to reverse its content, first problem. And second problem is you check for its uniformity, if all the items in the array of same value, display as true, otherwise false. Okay, so use this function name is uniform, and check this concept. So you have to code it. Okay, code and execute it. So just it's for practice purpose, so that you could be familiarized with these function concept and the usage of arrays also. And finally, dealing with JavaScript debuggers. So debugging means when we program at the very first time, we are not sure, nobody is sure that the program will execute at the very first time. So what does it mean? It carries out lot of errors and logical errors that needs to be fixed, is it not? So if we violate some syntax error, means that should be fixed before execution, otherwise we won't get the expected output. So there comes the built-in debugging tool for all the modern browsers. Okay, so to handle the errors in JavaScript, so built-in JavaScript debuggers are there. And of course we can use the breakpoints to handle the errors. So I will take you to the demo part of this breakpoint using the console, Google Chrome console. Okay, so this is one way of handling the errors using the built-in JavaScript debuggers. And on more, using the console.log method. So console.log usually writes whatever the message we are passing into the console. So this is one way of testing our coding. Okay, so it won't serve anything apart from that. Just to test our coding, we could visualize the result of result, what the coding will produce the result. So we can before jumping into the production part, we need to go for rigorous testing whether the expected output is coming or not, and we could visualize that expected output using the console.log method. And the next is I will take you to how to handle the breakpoints in JavaScript debugging tool. Okay, so I told you all the modern browsers have the are supporting the debuggers to handle the errors, and there are a lot of breakpoints are available. So one simple breakpoint we are going to see it. So before that, what a breakpoint is? So breakpoint is nothing but will be stopping the execution of the JavaScript. For example, if our JavaScript code is runs in terms of 100 or 200 lines, means so when we run the program, all the 100 lines will be executed based on our interaction. But what happens if there is an error at line number 25 and line number 75, and there are a lot of errors, so which we are unable to handle it all in one go. So we could execute only the only a portion of the JavaScript. Out of 200 lines, we could execute first 25 lines and check whether there is an error or not. If not, if there is no error in this first 25 line, means then give a breakpoint to line number 50. So up to line number 50, the JavaScript coding will be executed, not the all 200 lines. So in this way we could easily handle the errors. Okay, so I will take you to the demo version of that. So I think the same program which we have discussed earlier, using at the very first program, very first JavaScript program is this one. Okay, so window.hello method, hello world, it just simply displays this hello world, and prompt method, it will ask the user name, and we are giving it, and the same name gets displayed, and we are using the JavaScript demo.js. So in demo.js we are again asking the name and displaying it in the console. See here, we are displaying it console.log, we are displaying the same name, something whatever we have prompted from the user, and also displaying this hello and some calculation 34 plus 50. Okay, so whatever the changes you are making have to be saved before its execution, and let's move on to its execution in Google Chrome. Maximize. Okay, initially it is asking it is displaying the alert message hello world, and prompting the user to get the name, and the same name is displayed, and here from this line onwards your JavaScript gets executed. Okay, and what happens, it displays alert message, helps us to display this one, and in the background in the console part, this name gets displayed along with hello and 34 plus 50, is it not? So how to go to the console? Just inspect and you'll get it straight away here to the console. Okay, and in the source here you can go and set the breakpoints. See here in below there are different categories of breakpoints, breakpoints. This breakpoints here we can give the line number. Just click on the line number. So till that line number alone, the display will be there. Okay, in this JavaScript program we have 1 2 3 4 5 lines, is it not? So 5 lines are there. What I am saying, by giving the by clicking this line number 3, I am inserting one breakpoint. So what does it mean? The JavaScript will execute only this 3 line and it will stop executing this remaining 2 line. That's the meaning of giving the breakpoint, so that in a real world scenario, a JavaScript file won't be of 5 lines or 10 lines. It is in terms of thousands and thousands of lines. So in this situation, the breakpoint will be very helpful for the developer to debug the coding. Okay. So apart from breakpoint, we have n number of breakpoints are there: DOM breakpoints, event listener breakpoints, and fetch etc breakpoints. Lot of things are there, and we are going to see only this is a simple breakpoints. Okay. If I refresh, what will happen? The HTML file gets executed till this console.log. Okay, so previously have a look at this. So right now all the 3 statements, all the console.log 3 lines gets executed. Now if we refresh it, only this line will be executed, because we have inserted a breakpoint till this line. So just check here. I am going to refresh it, and here it is repeating that. Okay, prompt. Then what's happening? It stops here, and we will check whether all the 3 lines are executed or not. Okay, so no, it is executed only these 2 lines. So starting from 3 line itself, it's not executing. It's not executed. So let's remove this breakpoint and have the breakpoint at line number 4. It means previously I said all the 3 lines will be executed. So that's my mistake. Just I'll correct it. So it will execute before the line of this breakpoint. Okay, from the start of this line of breakpoint, it stops executing. Okay, so only this 3 line now it will be executed. Just refresh it once again and check whether I am right or not. Okay. Okay, then that's it. It stops over here. So now it should give me the right answer by displaying only this console.log. Let's check over here, console.log. See here, your name appears in console also, Prabhavati. That's it. So I am not getting this hello and 30 plus 50 answer, because I have stopped my execution to till this 3 line by inserting a breakpoint. Okay, so this is one way of handling debugging in our JavaScript. Okay, so that's it about today's topic. And finally, of course, one more point, since everybody is using different browsers, there are different ways to get into this debugging window. Okay, those debugging windows, how to get into Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Opera and Edge, I am giving it here. These are different ways of getting into debugging tool in different browsers. Okay, so you just explore more about it. I have shown you the demo of Google Chrome. Okay, in Google Chrome, get straight away into the console, which we are familiar of using this console. Okay, so that's it about today's topic, and have a little recap on it. So arrays we have seen. So it's various ways of initializing the arrays and built-in methods supported for arrays, and we have seen lot of examples of using the array, and of course using the array with functions, and for loop and for each statement to handle the arrays, and finally debugging tools supported in JavaScript. Okay, so that's it, and with this topic our second unit is getting over, and I'll meet you in the third unit. Till then, thank you all.